Everyone always gets excited about road trips, but there are a few things that you'd want to check before you go on a road trip, and I'm going to take you through some of those today. The vehicle that we're going to be using today is this Aston Martin here. It might not be your typical road trip car, but everything applies to all vehicles. So the first thing you're going to want to check is your tread depths here. There are wear bars here to show when your tire is completely worn out, but our general rule of thumb is 2 millimeters to the wear bars, which you would need a tread depth gauge for. However, if there's a significant amount of tread left, like on these tires, you're good to go anyways. So the next thing we're going to check is tire pressures, and if you're wondering where that specification is actually located, it's actually inside of the door right here on this vehicle, and it's going to be in a very similar spot on every vehicle, and it'll tell you your tire pressures for your front tires, your rear tires, and your spare tire. Now that we know what the tire pressure specification is for this car, now we're going to check it. The way that we do that is just screw off the valve stem cap here. I'm going to be using one of the guns that we use here in the shop, but you can use just a gauge that you can get from a gas station or your local store, and our tire pressures are good to go. So you're going to want to make sure that your hood shocks, if you have them, are working properly. You're going to want to check your coolant level and your engine oil level, as well as your washer fluid level. So we're going to check the coolant level on this Aston Martin here. You're going to want to find where your coolant reservoir is, take the cap off and make sure the engine is cold, either else you might have some geysering. And we can see that our coolant is actually topped up nice and pretty on this car. So the reason we recommend checking your washer fluid level before a road trip is because when you run out in the middle of a road trip, it's quite the inconvenience and quite a headache. This specific vehicle in the Aston Martin has a dry sump oil system, which is a very complicated system to check your engine oil level on. So we're going to show you a different vehicle with a wet sump, because that's most likely what your vehicle has. If you want to check your oil level in your dry sump oil system, please check your owner's manual or go to your local shop to have the engine oil level checked for you. So right here we got this older Mercedes that has a physical dipstick. So now I'm going to show you how to check your engine oil level the standard old-fashioned way. When checking your engine oil level, you want to make sure that you're on a level surface so then the oil capacity isn't tilted in the oil pan. So what you're going to want to do is start your car and let it run for about 30 seconds and then turn it back off. So that's what we're going to do right now. So now that we've turned the car off, we're going to want to remove the dipstick and clean all of the oil off of it. We're going to want to reinsert it, make sure it goes all the way down and back up, and check our oil level. And as you can see right here, we're right at the minimum line, which is not ideal. So knowing that the engine oil level is right at the minimum line, we want to make sure we top it up and recheck our oil level before we go on the road. Now that we've checked the oil level on a standard dipstick system, we're going to show you the last system, which is a digital dipstick system. This system uses an oil level sensor in the bottom of the oil pan and displays your readout in either the instrument cluster or your infotainment system. So in this particular vehicle, you want to make sure the engine is warm and then turn the ignition into position 2. You'll go into the service menu here and then you'll go down all the way to the engine oil level, and then there we go, measuring oil level, and it's at the max line, so we're good to go. So that's just how you check it on this specific vehicle. Mercedes, Porsche, Volkswagen, Audi, BMW all have different systems. Please check your owner's manual to find out how to check your engine oil level if it's digital like this car. Now that we've checked our engine oil level, our coolant level, our washer fluid level, tire pressures, and tread condition, I feel safe and ready to go on my next road trip.